You only have to go outside to see that slowly, cautiously, more and more people are braving the outdoors. And it's increasingly clear too from a whole load of different metrics, from a fall in new infections to hospital admissions, that there may be room to lift some of the restrictions we've been living with for 2 months now. But as we begin to look to open up our economy, health experts are lining up to ask the same fundamental and very simple question. Why don't we have a contact tracing system in place right now?
This has been done quite late in the day. We haven't yet seen the detail. In particular, I think we're concerned about the role of local contact tracing and how that complements what's happening at national level.
One place where contact tracing is working and working right now is Germany. It's based on a localised system. This is what the German health minister told Newsnight last night.
In Germany, it's around 400 communities actually that are responsible for this. You know, in our federal system, we are working very well together, but they have the job to actually to break the infectious chains.
But that's not the way the government has gone. Just like with testing, Matt Hancock has gone for a centralised approach. They've commissioned companies like Serco and Citel to get the traces in place, and Boris Johnson says that 25,000 will be ready by the 1st of June. But was there another way of doing this, and should this have been done weeks ago? Here in Sheffield, Newsnight has kept in touch with one network of former GPs, and they believe it could have been.
We are a group of retired doctors. Some of us are public health specialists. We were just very aware of the fact that the government was not doing contact tracing, which is a very basic plank of managing an epidemic. But then we thought, well, why don't we just have a go? We know that there are a lot of people who are short of things to do. We have access to some fantastic voluntary organisations. Maybe volunteers can do contact tracing, and we could actually have a go ourselves and make a difference.
Bing and his team have trained up 6 volunteers. It's a pretty small operation. They've been referred 13 people from local GP surgeries, and they've tracked 60 contacts so far. They found one person who later tested positive for the virus. Is contact tracing at its heart actually very difficult, or is it actually quite simple from your experience?
We sat in a room a month ago and we thought, surely we could train some volunteers to do it, and we have.
So what has Bing, from this small pilot, learnt most about contact tracing?
We've got a substantial number. Around half of our the people who are infected are working in NHS or care jobs. And most of the problems that we've had in getting in touch with the contacts have related to people who work in care homes and the NHS. So we have an inherent problem here whereby people working in care and health don't seem to have a system for contact tracing, paradoxically.
This kind of organic, grassroots, local contact tracing could be happening all over the UK, but it's not. Alison Pollock believes if it had been, we'd currently have a functioning contact tracing system.
There is no doubt that if the government has spent the last 3 months putting in place and rebuilding the localised contact tracing system, we would be in a much better position to deal with local outbreaks and to lift the lockdown. But, you know, it's not rocket science. It just needs a lot of precision.
The government says it's trying to scale up as much as it can, and that the number of new cases has only recently got to the level needed to start contact tracing again. Mr Johnson believes that we'll have a world-beating contact tracing system by the 1st of June. But perhaps that target is a little distracting. It would be very surprising if some kind of test, track and trace operation wasn't running by June. The real question here is, should it be running already?